So to be honest, I was really unsure about making this video just because I've not had the time to like put my facts right, but I decided, let me just come to you guys and have this conversation and tell you how it really went down. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Dorcas. Thanks for clicking. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. We can definitely be friends. So like the title suggests, right, I'm just going to be telling you guys the whole process, my own personal experience and my own process as to how I relocated to the UK with my family. That's why I've been putting out videos on how you can gain admission into the UK university, on how you can gain admission into universities here in the UK for your master's program with your family, with your dependents, right? Because that's what I did, and that's like I'm going to be sharing my own process and how I did it. Bear in mind that if you want to do the same thing and you want to school here in the UK for a master's program, you might need to go through your school's website because certain things would have changed, and you should also endeavor to go through the UK Gov site because things change from time to time. So in my time, which was not too long ago when I relocated with my family, these are the processes that I took. So I'm going to be sharing exactly how it is. And now, before I relocated, bear in mind that when I relocated here to the UK to study, I was pregnant. I checked for videos online to see if it was even possible for you to be able to school or study while pregnant, because to be honest, I did not see too many videos online. So I started doubting, like, so are they telling me that there are no students that are pregnant? You can't be pregnant and study. I know back in Nigeria you can be pregnant and study. While I was doing my undergrad, there were pregnant women in my class. It was normal. So I felt like I needed to see some sort of representation online that says that pregnancy does not limit you, because I know pregnancy is not an illness, it's not a cause, it's not like you're pregnant does not mean you're handicapped. You can still do certain things like study, although you'll be tired a lot and all of those things, but if you plan properly and you have support and you have guidance, you'll still be able to do it. So I checked for videos online before even applying to see if there are pregnant ladies that can do it. Now I wanted to come before I got pregnant, but things kept coming up and I got pregnant. So I was like, okay, do I wait till I put to bed before coming? But then I calculated certain things and I was like, okay, if I wait till I put to bed, it means I'll be coming here with a small baby and coming here while pregnant, which, like, I just considered different things, and I figured, if the visa came out before I got like really, really close, like if the visa came out before I got very heavy, I'll still be able to come. But if it doesn't, then I'll probably just have to wait till I give birth before coming. So like I considered all my options and I went ahead with the process. I checked for videos. Like I said, I didn't see videos. So if you're pregnant or if you're a nursing mom and you want to relocate, this video is definitely for you. If you have friends and family who are pregnant or who are nursing, who want to understand certain things, this video is definitely for you. Please share this video with them, so that I can get more views, more likes. And please do not forget to like this video if you like what you hear. So let me just get straight into it. I feel like the preamble is too much. So for the first step, right, so the first thing I did was to factor in my situation, right? I was pregnant and I wanted to know if it was something I could do. Now, relocating with your family means that you have family there with you to help you while you're studying, obviously with the kids. In my own case, because I have a 5-year-old, the kid and the new baby. So I was thinking, okay, so will I be able to do it alone? Will I need family? Will my husband have to come with me immediately? Like, what do I do? I was just thinking of different things. Now, bear in mind, I'm also to an extent a strong-willed person. I felt like it was something I could do on my own, but I also had to factor in those things. There is no way you have a new baby and be able to study. It's just not going to work unless you just want to be sleeping in class, and even if you're sleeping in class, only keep a baby to sleep in class. Do you get? So I had to factor in a whole lot of things, and I realized that the only way I would be able to do it was to make sure I had support in the UK while I'm studying. In terms of the baby, now have help with the baby, which was what I did. I confirmed with my family, my friends, and we all spoke and we came up with a plan. Okay, this is how you're going to do it. You're definitely going to get help. So after realizing that I was going to get support with the baby while I'm studying, I decided, okay, let's proceed, right? So we decided to proceed, and then I applied. First of all, be mindful of agents that you use. me too, I fell into one kwa kwa kwa. I don't know if you know what kwa 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 means, but like I fell into one shady guy's hands, and he was basically trying to convince me to do a course that I had no interest in, I had no background in, I had never studied. I am an art person, I'm a creative person. I studied arts in my undergrad, and then I gained experience on creative and digital media and social media marketing and all those stuff. So it did not make sense for me to all of a sudden switch to the medical field. So he wanted me to go into the medical line, and everyone knows that the medical industry is booming in the UK. So he was trying his hardest to convince me to do a medical course. So he tried to convince me to do a medical course. So at the time, the course was something medical management or healthcare management, something like that, in a school in London. Now London is also an expensive city, so he was convincing me to go to an expensive city and then study a course that I had no background in, which didn't make sense. But at the time I was like, because he was my only agent and he was advising me, we were like, should we consider it? So I even went as far as doing a precast interview. But while I was doing the precast interview, the guy asked me a few questions, and he was asking me why I was basically switching to the medical line. And I was explaining to him that which is true, I had a passion for management. So I felt like having a managerial role in healthcare would be something that would also be of interest to me, since I already had the experience as a manager. That's while I was in Nigeria. So I felt like, it's still management, but just management in healthcare. So I gave him a few reasons as to why I needed to switch, because at the time I felt like it was a good idea. But the guy was like, this is your excuse, it's not adding up. 2 plus 2 is not becoming 4. 2 plus 2 is becoming something else. So he said, let's have this interview again, think about it, and then let's talk. Then I went over it again. My husband was like, he's not buying this idea too. He wasn't really feeling it. So it was like, maybe we should consider trying some. No, he didn't even say we should consider. He just went ahead and then just tried someone else. And then that's another agent. And the agent gave us like a really good point as to why we should be doing something that I'm interested in, something that I love. And then we also told the agent about my situation, I'm pregnant. And the agent was like, pregnancy is not, luckily for me, the agent's a female, and she was like, pregnancy is not, an illness. You should be able to study if you have the support, but if you don't have the support, there's no point. So we spoke with the agents and everything. I got the admission. Now for the admission process, I'm not going to say it on here again as to the things that or the documents that were required of me to get admission, because I did it in a different video. I'm going to try and link it up here so you guys can see that video. If you want to get admission, you have to go watch that video. After getting the admission, the next step is now the tuberculosis test. If you are in Nigeria or in a country that is that does not have that much facilities for international migration health assessment, you know that, especially in a season like this where a lot of people are traveling and relocating and all of those things, you know how crowded those places can be. To even get an appointment for tuberculosis was mad. Some people would go there in the morning, and be there till a.m. It's like 12 a.m. Did I say 12 a.m.? 1 a.m., 2 a.m. They're still there. At that point, tuberculosis center that was probably closing by, I think, 5 or 6. That period they were closing 10, 12. They were closing really late hours because the crowd was insane. If you had an appointment for 9, you'd have to go there by 5. You don't want anything to affect your chances of not getting it done, because it takes a long time to even get an appointment. So after getting the appointment, luckily for I and my family, when we got the appointment, we went for it and everything. It didn't really take us time. We were out of there by afternoon. Sorry about the fluctuation of the brightness. I'm using natural light. So it didn't really take us time, and then we're out of there. Then after the tuberculosis, then we're now, mind you, when you get your admission, you need your CAS. So you need your confirmation of acceptance of study, which is your CAS, to be able to even do anything. Please, I always tell people not to proceed with the tuberculosis test unless you have your CAS. Sometimes when you get your admission, you get like a letter of acceptance, they'll give you admission and everything, but you still need to get that CAS first. So when you get your CAS before you can proceed with tuberculosis test. Some people go ahead and proceed with tuberculosis test without getting their CAS. And then, the tuberculosis test has a time frame, a time limit. I'm burning up again, brightness. The tuberculosis has a time limit. I think it's about 6 months before it expires. So if your cast is not coming on time and you've done, it takes you like 2 months before you can even get a date. For instance, you get a date and then your cast is not out, you know that you have just 4 more months before your certificate expires, your tuberculosis result expires. So you're under a lot of pressure. So I always say, make sure you get your cast first from the school before you proceed with your tuberculosis test. So after we did the tuberculosis test, we now proceeded to applying for the visa. The visa process was something else. Now, it was so crowded that people were going there back to back every day for 2-3 days before it got to their turn. That's for people that wanted to do walk-in, because if you want to get an appointment date and your school is resuming in January, and by September you've not gotten an appointment, by September, October you've not gotten an appointment, the rush is insane. You don't want to resume late, so you're trying to get appointment and not getting appointment. So you decide, okay, if I'm not getting an appointment, let me do walk-in. Now to walk in, you have to pay extra. You're paying extra, but you still now have to go there early to be able to walk in and pay extra. With your money, you go there and you see crowd. It was insane that period. People, it was really crowded. Then you go there, you take a number. Some people write their numbers. Some people write their names on a sheet. They'll go there like 4 a.m. write their names on a sheet, and their number will still not be called that very day, because those guys were overwhelmed. They were dealing with people that had appointments, and then people that were walking in. So they prioritized people that had appointments, and if you were walking in, they would have to call them in like in tens. Like they'll call the first 10 in, attend to them, call another 10 while attending to people that had appointments. So it was wild. Some people were going there back to back, and I was already pregnant, and my pregnancy, like, I'm a chubby person, so the second I know I'm pregnant, it starts to show on my face, it starts to show everywhere. If you see my videos, my pregnancy videos, how I gave birth, everything is linked down. I'll probably put my whole experience somewhere. No, one of those videos I'll probably tag it somewhere. So I was already showing that I was pregnant. Now I now had to, go there. I went there very early. My husband took me there very early, so I went there very early. Luckily for me, I think maybe because I was showing, people had mercy on me or something, so they just allowed me. And then there were people that were already going there back to back for 3 days. They were mad at me. They were just looking at me like they did not even care that I was pregnant, because they had been through a lot, and I do not blame them. But I got lucky and I was allowed in. They even gave me VIP treatment because I was pregnant and everything. I did the whole thing, and then waiting for visa was something else. People that applied after me were getting their visas. Mine had not come out. I didn't want to travel very heavy because it's very risky, so I was on the edge. I wanted to still be in a good time to travel. If you're heavy, you cannot fly. The airline will not take you because you're a liability. You can give birth in the plane. So I was on the edge. I wanted a situation where, okay, this will come out before I'm like really heavy. Then people that applied after me were getting their visas. It was wild. I was like, hey, what do I do? I was worried. My husband was calming me down, like, don't worry, calm down, don't worry, calm down. But eventually we got the visa, and then I was like, phew. As soon as I got the visa, let's say I got the visa this week, the following week I was out. It was even barely a week, because I didn't want to be in that predicament that I'll be in the air and give birth. Do you get what I'm saying? So I had to now like leave almost immediately. So that's basically my whole process. I'm probably missing out some things here and there, but like that's the major thing. And then another thing is getting to the UK and then having to go register with a GP before now giving birth. That one, I think I'm going to do a sit down video for that. If you want to see something like that, please let me know in the comment section. If you want to see, or if you want me to do a video of how I registered and how I did all of those things, please let me know in the comment section so I can make that video. That's a different video, but this video is basically about my whole relocation process. Oh, I forgot to mention that I did not come with my family, so I came alone. Although, because we had planned it out properly, I have family here, I had my support here. So when I even came from the airport, God bless him so much, I call him my cousin, he came and picked me from the airport, just took me straight. So like I didn't really get to stress so much. Luckily for me, I was able to do it. Luckily for me, we help with support from family and friends, and it was good. Now, I will not advise that anybody travels heavy. I've been seeing videos of women that give birth in the air, women that, if your baby is in a compromised situation, it might be an issue. So do not travel heavy, please. You have to check with your doctor and make sure it's safe. Oh, I also got a doctor's report before flying, because I needed to make sure I was safe before flying, and my doctor assured me and everything. I even had to show the airline the doctor's reports, because you obviously need to show them your doctor's report, because they know you're pregnant. They just need to know that you're safe to fly. I showed them, and I also took, oh yeah, I also took a direct flight, because I didn't want to be too stressed, obviously, because I was pregnant. So I took a direct flight. And yeah, do not travel while heavy. If you have questions, if you know somebody that is pregnant that wants to school abroad, let me know. Although another thing is, my family did not come immediately with me. That's my daughter and my husband did not come immediately with me. They joined me afterwards, so I came in and settled in and all of that. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. I probably spoke too fast, but I needed to get it done. Bye, guys.